You may now pass to your third hour class. Remember that? You gotta suit up. I'm Dave Erica, class of 1970. That was a great class. And we're here to do some Hall of Fame inductions tonight. Hall of Fame started in 2007. Initially, it was all athletics. I went into the first class, and I've got my 2007 hat on. It's a little tight now. But right away, the jersey's a little tight. I find too. But anyway, we've expanded. The Hall of Fame kind of petered out. And so we're bringing it back this year, and we've expanded it to not be just athletics. It's also academics and arts, and people who just made a very significant contribution to the school. And I will say at the foundation website, washburnconnections.org, if you think there's someone who should go in the Hall of Fame like yourself, you can nominate yourself. It's okay. There's a little form there you can fill out, because we're going to make this a bigger and bigger deal every year. And so I don't know how many students. Emily, you know how many students have graduated from Washburn? Any idea? Okay. Well, let's say it's 50,000. Right now, after this year's induction, there'll be less than 100 people in the Hall of Fame. So it means something. And I won a few awards for what I've done in my young life. And when I was inducted into the Hall of Fame, the ceremony was in the lunchroom downstairs. And I don't know if it was a Thursday they served leftover pizza or not, but it wasn't that big a deal. But in my life, it was a huge deal. Huge. Because I wanted to be someone at Washburn High. I wanted to contribute, and I wanted to get the most out of it I could, and believe me, I did. So here's what the Washburn High School Hall of Fame was created to honor individuals that excelled as athletes when they were students at Washburn and beyond, teams that have won significant championships, individuals that contributed to the Washburn High School Arts Program, Washburn High School faculty and staff that have served the school and the students in significant ways, and individuals who have been ardent supporters of Washburn High School. You could get into the Washburn Hall of Fame just by being the best supporter ever of the school. So tonight, we're going to honor 5 individuals and put them in the Washburn High School Hall of Fame. And we're going to talk a little bit about each one. And they're all incredible. And then tomorrow, out on the field, we're going to put 4 teams in. So tomorrow, I'm just going to tell you that the 1977 state champion football team. Any of you guys here? They still sit together. We sat together in the lunchroom, sit together over there. I know those guys. We're putting in the 1981 girls soccer state champions. We are putting in the 1994 boys basketball state champion. And we're putting in, I believe, these girls. They're not girls anymore. They were then. I think they still hold the state record, fastest 4x100 relay. We're putting those 4 girls in. Are you guys here tonight? Anyone? They're at a party, I guess. No, they'll be here tomorrow, okay? But tonight, we're putting in 5 individuals. 4 of them are here, and I'm going to introduce the first one. But do we have the plaques and hats? Okay, do you want to grab them? You guys grab them. Javon, you didn't get the message on the dress code, did you? I'm kidding. He is the athletic director. Okay, so I'm going to introduce the first award winner, probably someone most of you have never heard of, Robert Cabana. Now, Bob flew in from Houston to attend. Now, did you come in a plane or a rocket? Which did you, or Orlando? Did you fly in a rocket or a shuttle or?
American Airlines.
American. Did you fly the plane?
I wish.
All right, Bob graduated from Washburn, attended the Naval Academy in Annapolis, did his basic training in Marine Corps Base Quantico, Virginia. Selected by NASA as an astronaut candidate June '85, completed his training for mission pilot 1986. It took me longer to get my driver's license. They do that in a year. Anyway, prior to his assignment to command STS-88, which I assume was the shuttle, was it? Yeah. Bob served 3 years as NASA's chief of the astronaut office. He started here. You learned all that here. Bob flew on 4 space shuttle flights. He served as the chief of the astronaut office from '94 to '97, director of something you might have heard of, the John F. Kennedy Space Center, 2008 to 2021, former naval flight officer, naval aviator in the United States Marine Corps. Now, as a senior administrator at NASA, I don't know if this is true or not, but I read that you oversaw 18,000 employees. Yes, he says. And a $25 billion a year budget. That's all right? Wow. Anyway, Bob logged over 910 hours in space. And for those of you who are not good at math, that's over 37 days in outer space. And so, Bob, can you hold up your plaque? Bob's getting a plaque, and then we also have a room downstairs, Javon can talk about that, where we have the plaques of all the people who've gone in the Hall of Fame. So I've said most of what I talked about is on the bottom plaque, but it says a quote from Bob. What I remember most was the camaraderie of my friends on the stage crew. Woo! I'm hoping we can get Bob to do the dagger speech from Macbeth. We had to do it. Anyway, under the direction of Mr. Krause, Shakespeare, I can still recite that I had to memorize in Miss Walsh's 11th grade English class. And the math I learned as a senior in Mr. Spheredrup's class. I bet a few people had Spheredrup. I learned teamwork on the stage crew and a love of tech and fixing things. Our production of Bye Bye Birdie, our senior year was awesome. Memorization skills I developed under Miss Walsh aided me in the academy. Memorizing emergency procedures flying jet. Let's see, Shakespeare to flying the shuttle. Okay. Not to mention rounding me out with a love of literature. What I learned under Mr. Sverdrup led me to be a math major with a love of applied math and engineering. Finally, on the wrestling team, I learned how to sweat. No. I learned persistence and not giving up. Bob's going to say a little something here. Tomorrow night, if you come back tomorrow night, Bob's our keynote speaker out at the football field. So he's going to talk a lot more tomorrow night. But I want to welcome Bob Cabana to the Washburn Institute.
I just want to say thanks. Washburn, I'll talk more tomorrow night, but Washburn helped me get into the Naval Academy. It set me on my course, and I can't think of a better place to have gone to high school than right here, and I'm really proud to be a Miller, and this means a lot to me. Thanks.
All right. Thank you for that, Mama Lilly. All right, bear with me, everybody. I can see it. For over 30 years, she's still telling me what to do. You like that, right? We're only 5 years into this thing. For over 30 years, Deb Lilly has supported the athletic program at Washburn and has, as the unofficial assistant director, known affectionately athletics, Mama Lilly. She is the resident go-to for anyone who needs her. Her duties over the years have included registering students, taking tickets, supervising events, running concessions, sending out weekly schedules to staff, and whatever else is needed on any given day, including sewing clothes, altering cheerleading skirts, and adding muscles to our Miller mascot. She's a jack of all trades and master of none. She's good, you guys, she's good, trust me, she can take that. After she tried to retire about 3 years ago, we all knew there was no way. She moved into a volunteer role, more flexibility, because she does live a ways away, so she still comes in. She remains dedicated to our Millers. She was our resident historian and the connection to the past, keeping our solid traditions alive. She has a mind like a steel trap. She can remember everybody's name who's ever walked through this athletic department, parents, students, you name it. Deb's two daughters, Becky, 91 grad, Jessie, 95 grad, were student athletes at Washburn, which is what pulled her in. Jessie won the Athena Award for being the best female athlete at Washburn in 1995. She's here. Deb was involved in ski patrol for over 15 years, but could not participate in high school athletics as she graduated before Title IX opened the doors for girls to play. She leaves her legacy with each student and staff she works with and imparts Washburn wisdom wherever she goes. She truly bleeds orange and blue and is the strength of our athletic department. Thank you.
Well, I'm not an astronaut, and I'm not a national news correspondent, or a talented musician, or even an alumni. I'm a mom who fell in love with Washburn High School when Becky started here in 1987. Jessie followed in 1991. When she graduated after 8 years of lots of volunteering, the athletic director at the time asked if I'd be interested in helping out in the office for maybe 10, 15 hours a week. It was perfect, but I never dreamed I'd still be here for 30 more years. Many people have asked me why, and I think the simplest reason is I believe in community, and that's what it's all about. I was raised in a small community on the North Shore of Lake Superior, and Washburn in the big city of Minneapolis felt very similar to me. I wanted people to know that this was a great place for their children to get an amazing education. I love watching 2 generations now of families who having careers and return to the neighborhood to experience this incredible community. The foundation has kept that alive for many years, and it only keeps growing. I hope, as per Jeremy's song and dance tonight, will be good. I'm thankful for our alumni that are a huge part of that success. It's easy to bleed orange and blue when you love what you do. So thank you once for this incredible honor. Once a Miller, always a Miller.
Deb, way to go. All right, I've got a couple notes here. John McCreary. Great thrills to induct John into McLaughlin High School Hall of Fame. I've known John 47 years. I ran the Young Life program at Washburn High School. John was a sophomore, 15, and got involved. And I'm sure went to camp with us and did a lot of other stuff. So I got a lot of nicknames for John. I call him Johnny Matt, J-Matt, whatever. But we have another very special connection, secret handshake. We grew up in the same house, well, not at the same time. But we lived at 5204 Clinton, 2 doors away from Page. And the McCrearys bought our house. And then John, they moved in. And so we have a lot of talk about who lived in which bedroom and all that sort of stuff. Johnny was a 1980 graduate of Washburn, president of the student council, played football and other sports, and worked for the Minneapolis Public Schools since 1985. Okay, and I've been at Washburn. How long is John? 50. All right, I'm going to read this. John and his wife Cindy raised 3 kids, proud students of Minneapolis Public Schools. This is his plaque that he's holding. He carries a deep sense of pride, former student, parent, staff member of Washburn. His involvement in the school goes well beyond his role as media specialist, yearbook advisor, Mr. McCreary. Is anyone calling you Mr.? Mr. McCreary inspires creativity, develops student leaders, empowering them to run meetings and deadlines to produce memorable yearbooks. Actively involved as a member of the Washburn Foundation. He's the liaison connecting alumni for class reunions. Most impactful contribution may be his unofficial volunteer role as the Washburn photographer, where he takes, edits, and gives free access to pictures of life at Washburn. Athletic events, plays, musicals, concerts, dances, and other school events. His pictures can be found on the students' and parents' social media pages, yearbook, display board, family holiday cards, which he charges for. No, he doesn't. And he has had photos published in Star Tribune and the Wall Street Journal. This is very important, this last comment. John McCreary, truly a cornerstone of the Washburn community. His welcoming smile and genuine warmth greet students by name as they walk into the library, ensuring that every individual feels valued and cared for. Generous, humble, supportive, and kind, he embodies the spirit of Washburn, making it a better place for everyone. I have to repeat that. Generous, humble, supportive, and kind. He embodies the spirit of Washburn, making it a better place for everyone. So I call Johnny Mac, call him J-Mac. My real name for John is Mr. Washburn. John is truly what Washburn hopes and stands for. You're looking at it here. An amazing part of an amazing school for 47 years and still going strong. Can we hear it for Mr. Washburn?
I just feel so honored, Dave. Really appreciate your support all the years. And I just feel so humbled because there's so many great teachers and coaches here today and through the past. So to be in the Hall of Fame Washburn means a tremendous amount to me. So thank you.
I nominated John, and he said, you know, I'm still working then. Maybe I should wait till I retire. And I said, Johnny, how big a fight are we going to have? He said, I'll think about it. 2 days later, he said, okay, I'll go in. So he's in, and he deserves to be here.
All right, so you heard a little bit about Johnny Mac, and now you're going to hear about Billy Mac. So back in 1980, I was student council president, but he was the class president. I was the editor of the yearbook. He was the editor of the newspaper. And so Billy Mac, he had this dream, and he was this amazing guitarist. And he, for Mill Mills, he would like close the show at Mill Mills. Everybody said, wait, Billy's going to play. Can't wait for Billy. And we'd listen to him come out here with a guitar, play amazing music. He had a dream of being a world-class musician. He went off to USC out in California, that dream to be a world-class musician. And today, he is recognized for being internationally acclaimed as an Emmy award-winning world-class guitarist. He's a guitarist, a composer, inspirational performer. He's appeared on Billboard's top 10 charts. He's released 14 CDs. He's won 3 National Campus Entertainer of the Year awards, 5 Minnesota Music Awards, and he has decades of national concert touring, which earned him the Hall of Fame Achievement Award in the NACA. But you know, he had this dream in high school, and he followed his dream, but there were roadblocks. He was diagnosed with dystonia in 1999. He had to teach himself to play guitar left-handed, and he continues to inspire me and countless people with his guitar music. So, congratulations, Billy.
I just have a couple of words to say. From here. From here. This room, a lot of inspiration. This room, a lot of friends, a lot of love. This room gave me a challenge from those who came before me, and now I'll tell you what, to try to keep up with those who are after me. That's the next thing for all of us to try to do. God bless you. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Becky Reed, and I am a 1989 graduate and a parent of 2019 graduate. So I have the pleasure of inducting 1979 Washburn graduate Michele Norris. Michele got her start in journalism right here as a member of the Washburn Grist staff. Today, she is one of America's most trusted voices in journalism, earning several honors over a long career, including Peabody, Emmy, DuPont, and Goldsmith Awards. She has worked as a columnist for the Washington Post opinion section. She is currently the host of the podcast Your Mama's Kitchen, and from 2002 to 2012, she was a co-host of NPR's All Things Considered. Norris is also the founding director of the Race Car Project, a Peabody award-winning narrative archive where people around the world share their reflections on identity in just 6 words. Her first book, The Grace of Silence, was named one of the best books of the year by San Francisco Chronicle, the Christian Science Monitor, and the Kansas City Star. Before joining NPR, Norris spent almost 10 years as a reporter for ABC News, covering politics, policy, and the dynamics of social change. Early in her career, she also worked as a staff writer for the Washington Post, Chicago Tribune, and the Los Angeles Times. Unfortunately, Michele is not here to be with us today, but I heard she did send us a video.
Hello there, Millers. It's Michele Norris, and I am so deeply honored to be inducted in the Washburn High School Hall of Fame. And I also am I deeply regret that I can't be there with you this evening. This is the week that I'm on vacation with my family, and most especially my 2-year-old grandson that I don't get to spend a lot of time with. And so I can't be there with you today. I haven't lived in Minnesota for some time. I always say that I left Minnesota, but Minnesota never left me. And a big part of that are all the things that I learned when I was at Washburn High School. From the teachers, from the principal, Roland DeLapp, from the students, from the parent community, and the way that the parents also looked out for us and created such a strong sense of community. We learned about kindness, we learned about generosity, we learned about diplomacy. We were competitive. When I was there, we went to the state championship for football, basketball, and hockey. Go Millers. And we learned how to get along with each other. And I now recognize this as an adult, how important that was, how monumentally important that was. Because Washburn was this really diverse place, and diverse in all kinds of ways. There were families that were very wealthy. There were some that were not. There were kids who came from all kinds of backgrounds. We represented all kinds of colors. And when America was still trying to figure out how to do that, coming out of the 1960s, in the 1970s, we figured it out. We figured out how to come together and row in the same direction and to befriend each other and to support each other and to live as a very strong community. And I took it for granted when I was in high school, but you know what, I don't now. I look back at that and I realize just how special a place Washburn is. And all those lessons that I learned there live inside me, and they really impact the way that I order my steps as a human being, as a citizen of this world, as a journalist, as a wife and a mother, and now a grandmother. And I hope that I'm able to pass on some of the things that I learned when I was there to my own family, to my own children who are now adults, and certainly to my grandson. I hope you have a great evening. I'm there in spirit. I wish I could be there in person, and I'm so deeply honored. Go Millers. Thank you.
I need to recognize a very important person who's sitting right there. From the class of 1942, Virginia Serrett, who is Virginia 101 or 100? 101. She's with her sons Ron and Doug, who I went to Washington with, and she looks like your sister, okay? And I wish she wanted to come up on stage and say something, but we just wanted to recognize her. She's beautiful, beautiful person. 101